Long time no see. I've had a couple of weeks. I've had a couple of weeks. So I haven't had the energy or the ideas for new videos, and today I thought I'd talk about that. About how I've actually not, written any next actions. Like, this is my next action page for last week, and there's nothing, well, almost nothing. There's a really bad sketch of, I won't even say who it is because it really doesn't look like him. I had a few things here, I didn't do them, so, everything went up in flames. It's been a good couple of weeks, but planning wise, it's been like chaos. So, and this is this week. I mean, I didn't even do this. Sometimes life happens and you get into this sort of different headspace. I don't know, I've been creative, I've been social, and those things are good but draining, and yeah, so I thought I would do kind of a flip through, because what also happened was that today I will just show you this. Normally I use about 4 pages for my journaling, and today I used, let's see, well, all of these pages, because I had a lot on my mind, things I needed to solve, and also I had this day at work where I only had to supervise a lot of the time, so I had a lot of waiting time when I had to, just throw a look at a screen now and then, and the rest of the time I could do whatever I wanted. So I tried to gather my thoughts around things that are happening in my free time. So, and that, I mean, it was allowed, but I don't know, I'm spent, utterly spent, for many reasons. Yes, so I thought I will use up this book this weekend. That's obvious, because I only have a few pages, and I actually have another week of October that I had planned to fit into this book, but it just won't happen. Unless I have nothing to say for a whole week, which is not very realistic right now. So I'll go through what this month became, and maybe a little bit about why, and just, well, you'll see a lot of pretty colors, okay? So, I mean, if that's your jam, stay with me. I'll also talk about how things fall spectacularly to pieces, plans and setups. So if that's also something you recognize, identify with, you might like what I have to say. You're probably not, though. All right, so one thing I've been thinking about is that normally I paint over, or normally, well, sometimes I paint over my calendar after it's done, but I've started thinking I might not now, because there are things you need to check afterwards, like when did I go to the doctor's for this thing, and when they don't contact you, which is exactly what's happening now, you need to check, when was it? Like, it feels like it was 3 weeks ago, but when was I there? So it can be a good thing to actually keep some dates, not only the memory pages, because those are just for one main memory per day, whereas the calendar actually details your life, and sometimes that's actually good to have that documented. So I'm going to leave it, I guess, ugly like this. But I will fill in the weekly boxes like this, black and gold, because those aren't needed after after I've used them up, as it were. These are just a few postcards I got. And this used to be a weekly that I painted over. This is this week. This is 2 weeks back. And I put a memory on each, and I printed a picture of some tomatoes that we sowed this spring and that didn't quite get there, you know, but they're trying to ripen in the kitchen, so I just took a photo of that, and you know. And then we have the thing that sort of exploded my life, a drawing course. And yeah, I don't know what to say about that. This is just an unfinished drawing that I'm keeping it here because I'd like to, well, see my progress, I guess, or just, I don't know. I don't know. This was a really bad week. Well, not entirely bad. Monday and Tuesday were good, but then things fell apart. So this picture is supposed to represent that. So this is kind of it's lava. I think it's on Venus. I think it's a conceptual image of what's it called? Volcano on Venus. It's from a book about astronomy, and it's quite ugly. I don't like this picture. The colors are too bright and sort of they clash, but that's how I felt. I attended this other course to do with completely different things, and it was so bad. Everything was so bad about it. So it sort of fucked up the rest of my week. And I wanted to represent that visually. Okay. This was one of the good things that happened that week. I like this person. I think he's talented and handsome, and I drew him, and which is a very brave thing of me to do, because when you don't always, well, when you draw someone, you want it to look like them, right? And sometimes it doesn't really matter because you don't care about the person. But when you do care about the person, it's very important that it's a proper likeness, because otherwise, at least I get really angry with myself and with the drawing and with life in general. But this one actually turned out quite all right, even though I haven't had one person so far who has recognized him, so perhaps it doesn't really look like him, but I'm pleased. This face is beautiful to me. There are problems here, everywhere, but it's fine, you know, on my level of drawing excellence. This is okay. I'm pleased. So I'm going to write something here, probably about him, or about how why don't I always end up with a result like this? Why is it sometimes like this one, which is it's fine, but it doesn't look like the picture I drew it from at all. I also drew it on a piece of paper where I've already written stuff, so but that was consciously done because I'm kind of afraid of the empty page. So sometimes I use scrap paper to draw because then I relax, and apparently I didn't relax enough. But in my defense, I did use a gel pen, so I couldn't erase anything. It's a good face, it's fine, but it doesn't look like Jimi Hendrix at all. So, oops. I want to cover up the names of people. You don't know who they are, but anyway. More memories, more bad drawings. This week's weekly. That I will be painting over. that's not really a I don't know why I covered that up. It doesn't matter. I am so mushy in the head. I'm sorry. So yes, problem now is that since I'm back, but I'm not really back, you know. Since I'll finish this book this weekend and I have one more week of October to go, I also have one more weekly spread and memory spread and next action page that I don't know, do I change books and set these weeks up in the new book? Or, you know, because I want to continue journaling and this book is finished. Or do I sort of put in more pages in this one so it lasts me to the end of October? I don't know. It's a problem. I didn't think I would use up so many pages, but I have, you know, to be fair, I have covered up a lot of pages. So even though I had like 100 pages to use, and that would normally be enough, I've covered so much up that I didn't have writing space like I normally do. Like this is just half the page, for example. Also, I didn't know that I would have so much emotional stuff to process, and that I would write a lot about these things. So yes, I have this problem and I don't know how to solve it. And either solution is fine, you know, unless you're really anal about your books and you need to, you know, have one October book and one November book, which was my idea. That it was the idea this time that I would use one book per month. So I've started preparing my November book, really dark, you know, purple and black and stuff. So, but I don't know. I am a little bit anal about it. Normally, in a normal bullet journal, I wouldn't care because, you know, you start a new book when the old one is finished. The problem here is that I have this set up with the Dutch doors, which means that I really want my whole month, you know, I want this overview. That's the point of this setup. So if I put an October week in the next book, well, you know, I can do it, but it's not ideal. But it's not a real problem. Get a grip. Okay, so these are my filled up pages. I have covered up all the names of people I know, so that's why I have post-its. I show this because I think it's important to actually use your books. You don't have to, of course, you know, everyone makes their own decisions. But it can still be beautiful. I'm not psyched about my own handwriting. It's not, I would like it to be, I don't know, better in some way. It sometimes feels like I ruin a spread, especially if the color is a bit off. I've used black throughout almost the whole book, and I'm not sure, maybe it's too like dark and but you know, it's I also like using up the pages and actually putting my life in the book and not just embellishments and nothing else. So yes, this is what it looks like, and I don't know what to say about that. I've written a lot about the drawing course because it's sort of opened up a lot of, it made me feel, this is so silly, but it made me feel sort of young again, because I haven't focused on drawing for a long time. artsy things, yes. I mean, I make these books. I do doodle and collage and paint things in my, like, I have these really noisy picture. Where is it? Nothing. Well, here's one. I'm looking for specific, well, like, this is so bad. Well, this one I'm pleased with, sort of. So, I mean, I have painted, I have done art, but drawing from life, drawing faces and really trying to make them look realistic. I haven't done that since I was 15, not in any prolonged, like, I don't know, focused way. And now I'm doing it, and it makes me feel like, oh, I'm doing something for myself again. I'm rediscovering a part of myself that sort of pertains to an earlier part of my life. And so, you know, I haven't focused on it this way for a very, very long time. I haven't tried to get better, not seriously. And doing so has sort of messed with my brain and brought up a lot of stuff from my past and just general feelings, and I'm not great with feelings. So yeah, I've been writing a lot about that and how to approach this course, and how to just handle everything that comes up. So that's, I guess, one reason why I haven't made any videos, because I've been so much in my own soul, exploring things. And also at work, I haven't had a lot of scheduled, like, deadlines and meetings and stuff. So the planning part of my life has really vanished for a while. I've been very intuitive. I've done, like, I've written stuff that just spontaneously I've picked. I haven't had to really take into account dates and other people and stuff. But from next week, like from Monday, it's back on track, and I really have to plan out next week, because I suddenly have a lot of deadlines and a lot of things to prepare for different meetings and presentations and stuff. So I guess I had this respite for a while, and I think that's been good, because if I had had this drawing course and a lot of deadlines at work at the same time, I would have spontaneously combusted, which is undesirable in every way. Okay, what else do I say about this? Yes, another thing, I did prepare the whole of this book, the whole of October, beforehand, so I haven't embellished anything as I've gone along and filled out the book, which is, you know, that I like it. I like that every page is already beautiful. I can just write. I don't have to care. I don't have to make these backgrounds or put stuff in. At the same time, because I've been drawing more, that's been a problem, because normally I would turn to a new page and it would be white and I would draw something when I feel like it. But I haven't wanted to draw things on these pages because they are meant to be beautiful, so I don't dare to ruin them with my, you know, bad drawings. So I've only been able to journal on these pages. So I've been drawing in the back book instead, which it doesn't feel inviting. I don't know. This is even worse. Please don't even look at it. Let's just forget that that this exists. But the problem is that the back book isn't working quite as it should. When I do my new setup for January, I will divide the back book into 2 parts, and one will be work and one will be home. So because now they're sort of almost mixed, or it's not clear. I want half the book to be work and half to be home, and then I can use the home pages to draw faces, or I might also not prepare all the pages beforehand and leave some of them white, like since I've started the November book, maybe I could just skip a few pages here if I want to draw something, and then start making my backgrounds again, and then skip a few pages, because then I have some flexibility. And yeah, and if I do want to color them in and embellish the pages like this, I can do that as I go along. But yeah, I mean, the point of a planner is that it should be flexible, at least if you like that sort of thing. Confusing video. So, what else? I don't know. That's it. So this weekend I'll have to decide, do I start a new book, or do I just sort of write on loose leaf paper and put it in the pocket here? I don't know. Maybe I'll put, actually, maybe I'll put an extra sort of insert here, like, for example, I mean, this is just, it's an expired calendar, but it's the idea I'm after here. So maybe just chuck in a thin insert and use that. And then I can keep, actually, I can let it stay in this setup and do the new setup with the new improved back book in November. Huh. Maybe that's a good idea. Then I can, because in the new setup, I actually don't think I'll be using this one that I've been preparing. I think I'll use 2 Leuchtturms and put the, you know, as a front and back book, and then put the Someday Maybe insert in the middle, and that's it. I could actually do that, which means I need 2 Leuchtturms. I need one that's black. Well, anyway, that is one way to solve this little conundrum when you have strings to actually put extra books on, which I do, which means that the setup is a success. Yeah, so what else? I don't know, maybe nothing. I'll try to get back into making videos. And just one final thing, because what I wanted to talk about was extroverted intuition, but I don't think I'll do that in this video. But I am an MBTI aficionado, and more for every day that passes, I realize more and more how I trust my extroverted intuition, which is my second function. And that is such a big part of how I plan and how I use my journals and how I set them up. And yeah, I don't know, this means probably that people who don't have high extroverted intuition might not like my setups or find them useful. So I think they they fit people that need a lot of flexibility, but also who are, I hate the word, but artistic, but also easily distracted, so they need both structure and beauty. So yeah, maybe talk about that in another video, because yeah, it doesn't really fit in this one. I'll just have a look in my back book on my social media spread in the home project section, if there's anything I might bring up to round off this video. Well, yes. 3 things about habit. No. Yes, no, yes, I don't know. Maybe make another video about that. Yes, make another video about that. I can't think anymore. I'm so tired. I need food and my husband. So yeah, there you go. A complete waste of time. Have a nice weekend.